Hey pilots, DrainMan here, and welcome back to my channel. You are about to watch part 3 of how to build a freestyle drone. If you haven't watched part 1 or part 2, you're going to want to go ahead and get in the video description right now and click those and watch that so you can see the whole thing. But like I said in the previous video, if you're here because you're looking to learn how to do something specific, that's totally cool. Scan through, get what you need, enjoy the video, hit a like if you like it, hit a thumbs down if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let's get this thing buttoned up and ready to go. We're going to get all our components put onto this thing. Let me twist this wire up real quick and get this crossfire where I need it to be. I'm thinking about putting it in between the stack, the flight controller and the ESC, right in the middle of the stack. I'm a little unsure. Let's put that off for now. Let's focus on the camera. Go ahead and get this Fox ear put here on it. We're going to connect our pin connector. Once we have that connected, we'll go ahead and set it in place. You don't really have to worry too much about your camera tilt right now because you can always loosen it up and adjust that later. But go ahead and get it put on. This build, we got a real tight fit with that. If you can see here, it's pretty much touching. I don't think it makes any much of a difference though. Got my wires nice and clean in a little loop. It's on, nice and snug. We got the VTX pin ready to go. Okay, let's get the crossfire. I got it set here on top. I went ahead and I slid the antenna through the center of the stack. That's just what's going to work for me on this build. There is other places you can double side sticky tape it somewhere. You can put it under the battery lead like we talked about. I mean, you got options. I'm going to go ahead and zip tie this around, and then I'll use that to hold the bottom part of the antenna. It's very important with this antenna to keep the L shape with the two ends because you got two ends. So I'm going to go ahead and put this coming out, and then I need to find the right size. I'm going to put it right here. There it is. I got the right size heat shrink. I'm going to slide that over the top. As you can see, I went with blue. It complements these Bosch motors just ever so perfectly. And you see I got the top portion of my antenna I got coming straight up. So what that's doing is that's giving me the shape. I'm going to keep my L. And then you can see the zip tie coming out the back. I'm gonna heat shrink that there and heat shrink the top of the antenna to the top, and we're gravy tray. Heat this puppy up real good, make sure she's good to go. Alrighty, let's grab the crossfire, twist her up, and just stuff it right inside the middle of this stack, in between the ESC and the flight controller. It doesn't matter for me. I put my heat sink on. I've got this heat shrinked. It's not gonna hurt nothing. I'll grab my tweezers here and I'll make sure it's stuffed in nice and tight. There are other alternatives. You can, put some double-side sticky tape right on top of the flight controller and put it there, or you can mount it up by the VTX because we got the VTX sticky side tape, double-side sticky tape to the top of the top plate. Actually, to the bottom of the top plate, I should say, and that'll work fine too. Okay, I think I found the right size heat shrink for me. Yeah, this looks good. So what I want to do now is I'm going to measure it, make sure I got the right length. I'll cut it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide it over both of them. I'll heat it up, and then that'll add some strength to my antenna without giving me any interference. Alright, this size is looking good. There we go. I need to correct this. There we go. Alright, let's heat this up. Look at that. She just grabs right on. Beautiful. You want to get it hot, but you don't want to get too hot. You'll mess up your antenna, or you'll melt the heat shrink, melt the zip tie. None of it will be good. I give it a little squeeze because right now it's accepting what you tell it. So I'm squishing it, and it's going to remember that because it's hot. So it actually stays on tight. I've done this on numerous builds. I've seen other pilots do it, and good results, man. It can take a few whacks from the props and stuff. Next up, let's get our capacitor good to go. Make sure you're using a low ESR capacitor, something around 35 volts or so. This is a 470, I believe. I'm going to measure it and cut these leads. There are other ways to put on capacitors. If you're running single ESCs and you're running 6S, I recommend putting one on every ESC. I mean, it really helps with your video quality. For this one, though, I don't need to do that because it's a 4-in-1. There's a lot of capacitors inside of the 4-in-1. So what I'll do is I'll just put one low ESR capacitor right on top of the battery lead, right where it connects to the 4-in-1, negative, positive, good to go. Also, for the guys that are wondering, a low ESR capacitor is not mandatory. You don't have to. Your drone is going to work and fly just fine without it. You don't have to put one. Me, I like to put one because it helps clean up the noise and then I get a better flight. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and put one on. Dang, man, I went ahead and I nicked my 4-in-1 connector with the iron. I put a little burn mark in it, melted it a little bit. No point to cry over spilt milk. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. It does stink though that happened. Oh well. Alright, go ahead. Now that I've got my bubble nice and thick, I'm gonna heat it up and then I'm gonna slide the capacitor in. There we go. See that? Now it's holding my negative, at least for now. And then what I'll do is I'll heat up the positive. There we go. Get that nice and hot. And then that'll stay too. Also, guys, I want you to stay tuned because we're going to go ahead. We're going to do the Maiden flight video. You guys will get to see how this thing flies. We'll get to check it out. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you stay tuned. After this is on, it looks like the last thing to do is put on our top plate. We do got to set it up inside of FlightOne. Make sure everything's configured. Put my rates on it and stuff like that. Got to try to get in here from different angles. See, one thing too you guys can do to be a little bit smarter than me is you can put this capacitor and your battery leads. You can put them on before you even put on your standoffs or get the ESC put inside of your frame. A lot of guys put it on first. I didn't because I didn't know what length I wanted or nothing like that. Alright, here we go. Where's the top plate? Alright, we're going to plug this Unify in. Gosh, I love this plug and play stuff. You can't beat it. If I need to work on any of these components, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to unplug it and I'm going to plug in the new one. Huh? You got to love that. Makes life simple. Still trying to figure out what to do with this antenna. I might find a better place to put it later. But for now, let's button this thing up and get in the air. Okay, top plate's on, stack is ready, looking good. Drone is ready to go. Now what we need to do is plug it in for the first time. Guys, please, please, always use a smoke stopper. Don't ever, ever, ever plug it in without a smoke stopper. Let's see what we got. Alright, green light means we're good. And what I do is I'll disconnect my smoke stopper and then I'll plug in full battery voltage, make sure everything is good. Did I hear all my tunes? Yes, I did. Alright, now it's time to set her up. Go ahead and open up your FlightOne Configurator, plug it in, and let's go through the steps. Crossfire, yes. BL Heli 32, yes. Gotta have my BL Heli. Alright guys, do I want to run reverse props? Of course I do. I wouldn't want to run my props the normal way. Just kidding, I really don't. I do like reverse props. Alright, congratulations, I'm good to go. Now we're going to go ahead and walk through the rest of the stuff. Do I plan to use it for freestyle? Do I need help with my stick movements? Yeah, let's smooth them out. Sure, why not? Appreciate that. Alright, quad size. It is a 5-inch. So we'll select 4 to 5. Alright, place my quad flat. It is flat. Put it on its nose. Alrighty, let's get it on its nose. Now, flight controller orientation is set up. Let's get the radio ready. Okay, make sure your radio is on. Alright, it's scanning. And it found it. It's saving. Good to go. Succeeded. Next, let's set up the radio. Alright, got to move my sticks. Alright guys, grab both your sticks, move them in a circle just like the arrows show you. Nothing complicated. Alright, set your throttle to the top, your yaw to the right, push pitch up, and then roll to the right. Okay, set up my arm switch, set it in the disarm position, hit next. Now I'm going to put it in the arm position, hit next. Beautiful. Load it and save it. Beautiful. Alright, next we're going to calibrate our ESCs. I have removed the props and disconnected the battery. Beautiful. Plug in the battery. And wait for those tunes. Alright, good to go. Alright, next let's fix motor direction. I have removed the props and connected the battery. Okay guys, all 4 of my motors are spinning. My front right motor is spinning. My front left motor is now spinning. My back right motor is spinning. Alrighty. Now we need to check our motor direction. They're going to go ahead and set them all to normal, but we want to double check that. We're not going to just assume that our motors are going in the right direction. If you guys have ever done this with beta flight, you know how difficult it can be. Are they spinning in the right direction? So that one's wrong. That one's right. So motor 1 is right, motor 2 is wrong, motor 4 is wrong, and motor 3 is right. Okay. They are not. So we need to flip 1 and 3. Or wait, did I screw that all up? Yeah. Okay. I did that exactly backwards. But makes it for an easy switch. There we go. Gotta love FlightOne. Shout out to FlightOne, man. I'm telling you. It doesn't get better than that. Alright, I'm in the right direction. If you guys are unsure, you can always check these arrows right here, because this is going to be based off whether you're running reverse props or not. Alright, all good. Now I'm ready for additional setup. Let's set up my modes. My arm switch is working. Very nice. Alright, I like to set up brain drain. We're going to put it in off. We're going to go to on. There we go. Launch. I like to put launch on a switch in case I need it. You never know. Very nice. So there is brain drain and launch. Good to go. Gotta have guapo. It is off. My flaps are deployed. Money. Alright, a buzzer. I didn't install one, so I don't need that. Alright, we're going to say modes are set up. And now let's get over to my configuration. I do not like double arms, so I'm going to turn that off. And internal OSD. Yep. Mega font, biggest numbers possible for max visibility. That's what I want. Save. Alright. Did I save? Let's save it again. PID tuning. Now you guys know I want to run that sim mode. We're going to start with default. I do love FlightOne for this. Makes life easy. Okay. We are going to switch this. I normally fly KISS. We're going to get our roll rate. That's actually pretty good. Our curve will be 0.1. I don't like such a high curve. And then RC rate. Like a little speed to that, huh? Be mindful, this is how I like mine, so you can do yours differently. We're going to pitch a little slower than we roll. Wait, how did that happen? There we go. Alright, that looks good. Throttle curve looks good. Save. And we're going to take this thing out to the field. Alright guys, stay tuned for that. Alright, let's get our props put on. Curious to see how this thing flies, huh? You think we pulled it off? Alright guys, it's getting dark out, but, oh, maybe not. I'm trying to carry all this stuff, I don't have enough hands. Come on Todd. There he goes, he's off. Alright, let's do a quick little maiden, huh? We are here. Alright guys, so here we go, let's go ahead and go for a spin. See how we're looking. all I can say is, wow, man, that thing flies amazing. Did you hear them motors purring? I mean, that's just phenomenal the way that sounds. I can't get over that. Flies so nice. I want to go ahead and add a little bit more camera tilt. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did notice that I didn't have my voltage, and it is a Revolt OSD, so for some reason I'm not getting my OSD, or I'm not getting my voltage right. So we're going to go ahead and pop that back on the bench and check that out. As far as the build video goes, showing you guys how to get it built, get it put together, wire it up, get your camera, get your receiver, get your VTX going, get you in the air, set you up on FlightOne, get you programmed, getting you guys out there to have some fun and rip that thing, man. Beautiful build. I don't think the frame would have mattered. That flight controller don't care. I love it. Alright guys, until the next one. Alright guys, so we weren't getting OSD. I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and set that up. I found that I didn't have that set up. Here we go. So you're going to go to configuration, right here in OSD, your OSD type. Just change it to auto, hit save, and then it pops right up.